This is a quick tutorial using Background Designer and then making pixel art from that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start knocking in some things that I think will look good. This green I'm going to swap out for white. I think that looks pretty cool. Maybe this could be like a light brown or reddish. Yeah. Maybe take out some of the green tones. I'll just leave them in. Right, so I'm going to add that there. Could have a distant mountain as well, or not. Let's make this a bit more like that tone and mix it up. No, I don't want any more of these ones. It's a bit too small. This one's quite good, but I'll put it behind like that. It just helps to make some sort of ground. See if I continue working on that. Just going to use the clouds to make the rest of the ground. Clouds are pretty good because they've got a lot of texture to them. This land one's pretty good as well. And just start to merge that in. I'm going to press W to turn the wrapped mode on, just to make sure we've got a tileable texture, and fix up some of these bits here. I'm using tab to pick some colours, as well as pressing like 8 or 9 to change the opacity, maybe even 5 to go lower opacity. Right, the sky is not great right now, so I'll just press space and see if I can get some interesting colours. That's quite nice, but maybe a bit brighter there and a bit more saturated there. Maybe that's too blue for the lighting. Let's try yellow. Okay, something like that. I'm going to go to a lower layer and start adding in some clouds. So I'll just pick this top color, and then if I control click it, all the colors will get that. And I'm just scaling up and placing some of these down. I press Y to flip vertically. Quite like the blue coming through there. I'm going to just enhance that a bit more, like that. And maybe even the yellow needs a bit more of a kick. You can go just the layer below that and go to the fog and maybe make it more like this. So choose that color, alt click and then control click, and I want to make it kind of brighter. I like to mix up the tones because it will use a few, and I can kind of dot in some yellower tinge. Back to the clouds. I think I like those, but I'm just gonna click that and then control click so they all get that tone. and maybe just vary them up a bit. If I make the scale really small with the brush and tab over the palette, eventually one of those tabs, the third one where it says local here, will pick around about the palette, and it's based on the scale of the brush. It's quite nice. Use a little bit of opacity. I'm just going to make that a bit brighter. Control click, rotate and scale it. Just want to break up these clouds a bit more. This one here, I'm going to press 0 so we can really see it. I'm going to reduce some of these tones so we just have a bit like that. Press 1 or 2. Just get a little bit of cloud in there. So it's looking like a nice tileable sky. And I could add other things, but I just want to turn this into pixel art now. So I'll save it out as a HD document. Just Control S. I'm just going to save it here where I work. Let's click background on. Okay, I'm going to go into Photoshop. Where was that? Okay. There it is there, looking pretty much the same. If there's any problems at looking the same, let me know, but yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Now, what we want to do is change the image into a small size, so 640 by 360. Usually 640 across is fine. Most pixel art sizes are like 640 by 400 or 320 by 200. I like just to leave that as 360. I'll just leave it as bilinear just now so that we get a little bit of smoothing as it goes down. And you can see the pixels there, but what we want to do is go to image mode, index color, and reduce the colors. 32 colors is kind of nice. Sometimes I like 24 or 16. The pattern is very much optional. What I like to do is turn it to diffusion and make it kind of just a small bit like that, and then do the rest manually so that I control these. And yeah, so for that I've actually got some brushes. I've made up this set of pixel brushes. If you go into ArtStation, pixel brushes, you should see some pixel brushes. It's not this one, but under my profile, some other pixel brushes here and there as well. If I go into the store page, and this background designer, and here's some pixel brushes. So basically the link to that would be here. So artstation.com/a/8479. That will take you to this product, and it's free. You can donate some money as well, but I put some pixel art up there, and there's these brushes and a little palette as well if you like that. So I could convert to this palette instead of it doing automatic, you know, make it forced to a certain palette, but this is fine. What I want to do is start drawing with the pixels. So I've got these dither ones, you can see. I pick a color and just start painting with that. So that's the second lowest. Then less than checker. It also works with the tablet pen pressure. especially the build-up one. But I'm just going to use the mouse, kind of old school, and just gradually like go down them. There's an issue with the brushes remembering the size of the brush, which is something that I've been meaning to fix. But if you don't want it to remember the size, just go into the brushes and make a copy, and don't include the tool settings or the capture brush size. I'm just going to call this no size, right? So hardware and brush no size. Let's do the half dither. So there should be a checker one here. That's there. And make a copy and then call it no size. So if you ever do make up a brush or variation, and you see that if I change the size and come away from that and back again, now it's adopted the size of, let's see, actually use this one because it's not got the edited icon there. So if I make the size small and paint with it, then switch back to this one, you'll see the size hasn't changed. That's what we want. It makes it a bit more convenient. Right, so I'm just going to put in some of this and use the bracket key to go smaller and just help build up those tones. But I don't want to immediately use the automatic dither because it's way too noisy. It's everywhere. It looks fake. It looks lazy. It's nice to spend a bit of time just, you know, adding these where you need them, not everywhere. So it is a bit of a shortcut in a way, but it's not as bad as some. And that's basically how I've made this artwork here. So there's a bit of a whole process on this and the brushes, so you can watch this video too and you can see the full process of that using those brushes and that palette. So once you're happy and you've done all the pixel work you want to do in here, a good idea is to scale it up. Now this is the actual size, so what you want to do is go to image size and make it about 300 or 400%. So make it 300%, it's bringing it back to HD resolution, but make sure you change this to nearest neighbor hard edges so you don't get any blurring between the pixels. And then now I do F on Photoshop, Shift F or F, there we go, and Control 1. Yeah, if I do Control 0 actually, because I've got a 4K monitor, it's been weird. And that is kind of what you get there. Obviously if I was to carry on doing the pixels, it wouldn't be the same. I'd have to go back to that original size. But that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoy making pixel art and using Background Designer. I'll see you later. Bye for now.